Hey. So I just finished a DM conversation with a new follower, and she was telling me that she sells life insurance. And she goes, I said, well, what's your biggest challenge? How can I help? Because I treat every DM like it's somebody who's paying me for a consultation, right? Let me just give you what you need so that you can go make the money. That's the ultimate goal, is not to sell you, not to, but if you need additional help, I'm definitely there to help. But we're all entrepreneurs, right? So sometimes we just get stuck and need a question answered. So if that's you, please, feel free to reach out. But one of the things that she was telling me is that she sells life insurance. I was like, great. And so how's that going? What's your biggest challenge? And she said, my biggest challenge is that people know they need it, but don't buy it. And so I'm having a hard time convincing. And I was like, ding, ding, ding. Look, at the end of the day, people buy what they want, not what they need. Right? Because if people just bought what they needed, we'd all be driving the same car. We'd all be carrying the same handbag. There's very expensive handbags and there's very cheap handbags. So my mother was one of those that loved very expensive handbags. So in high school, I carried a Louis Vuitton, right? Really? What's a 16-year-old doing with a Louis Vuitton? Yeah. Doesn't make any sense. But what it did for me is when I was older and it was my turn to buy it for myself, I was like, oh no, like how much is that? No. This little bag right here that's $10 works just the same. So my sister teases me. My friend Katrina always teases me about my purses, right? She's, what? Michelle, what in the world are you doing? How do you own $1 million businesses and you got this $10 bag here? Because the bag never really was my thing, right? So it's the same thing with a car. If people just bought what they needed, they would go get the cheapest car they could, right? Something, it's still over 100 degrees here in Southern California. So, something with air conditioning, yeah? 4 tires, gas, we'd all be buying the same car. But that's not it. People buy what they want, not what they need. So as far as life insurance, one of the things that I was talking to her about is who are you selling to? And you can never convince anybody to do the right thing for themselves, right? You can never convince them of that. They have to want to do the right thing for themselves. They have to want to do the right thing for their family. So, one of the first questions you should be asking them is, what's important to you? What happens when you die? As much as people don't like to ask that question, you need to ask it so that now you know who you're talking to. Why waste your time with somebody who says, hey, when I die, I die? Right? That's not your ideal customer. And only talk to those who, I said, are married, have young children, own a house. That's an ideal client for you. Because what happens if they lose one of those incomes? Especially now that, homes are, especially here in Southern California, my sister's 2-bedroom, 1 bath was almost $400,000, and now it's worth almost $500,000, right? If you have a palatial estate here, you're easily paying over $1 million. You need 2 incomes to take care of that. So what happens if you die? Does the house just go back? So now your spouse and your kids have to move out because you didn't take advantage of the one little thing that you could? Really? So why do you even want to talk to those, which is what I was saying to my new follower today. Why do you even want to talk to those who don't care about their spouse and their kids? They're never going to buy life insurance from you. You can't convince them that they should. These are the same people that get the minimum auto insurance, right? No, I want the most coverage because when something bad happens to my car, I want to be able to go and walk in and get a rental car tomorrow. I want them to give me the maximum amount of money, and I want to pay the lowest deductible because I'm already in a traumatic situation because I just wrecked my car. Hello? Right? So those are the people that I was telling her that you want to talk to. You're an insurance broker. You can pick any client that you want. And I am of the belief that we, as entrepreneurs, get to choose our customer. We get to decide who we want to work with. If I put my kids' college on the line, if I put my own retirement on the line, then guess what? Yeah. I get to choose who I want to work with. So because of that, pick a different niche. Like, we are entrepreneurs because we love it, because we love the work, because we love doing what we do. I love sitting here talking to you. And if I can help you, then, send me a DM and I'll send you a DM back with getting you to that next right step. That's what Oprah says. Whenever you're confused, you should think about that next right step. Yeah. And that's what I'm here to do. Next week, I've got some really fun things that planned. I've got some workshops planned. One of them based on some of the testimonials, if you guys have seen any of them, how I helped Will do 80,000 in 7 days, how I helped Marquel do several million, $14 million in 3 years, right? It's going to be a fun workshop. But at the core of it, right, it's doing this one thing, and that's picking the right niche. Because who you say yes to, actually, no, it's who you say no to. Yikes, it's late. Who you say no to determines who you get to say yes to, right? Let me say that again. Who you say no to determines who you get to say yes to. So if you say yes to everybody, now you're pulled in multiple directions, and the people who have the money to pay you want to pay you, but when they do, they're like, wait a minute, you're all over the place, right? Because you haven't really specialized in them that have family, that have kids, that have a house, right? All the things that I was telling the prospect today. Yes. It can't be all things to all people. It's like, pick the niche and go all in. Yes, pick the niche and go all in. And the fact that you don't want to pick a niche, I'd say really check where that's coming from, because a lot of times that comes from scarcity, from you thinking, oh my gosh, I'm just not gonna make enough money, I'm not gonna get there. And that doesn't work either. That doesn't work in your brain, that doesn't work in everything else. I'm just laughing at my hair. It looks kind of long today. Look, it's just getting longer. But at the end of the day, making sure that like, what question should you ask to make sure that you're talking to the right people. All right, hey, it's Rochelle. If you've got a question about what you should be asking and what's the next right step for you, feel free to send me a DM, and I'd love to help you build your own $1 million business, help you get past that block so that you can move on and make it happen. All right, I love you for free. Enjoy your evening, and we'll talk soon. All right, see you, bye.